He's practicing. I thought they were about to start playing.
We're new. All right. Just get up ahead of you.
Take two.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Glad you dressed up, right?
Yeah.
Give us the...
Yep, he's giving us a thumbs up. All right, good.
Well, good evening, Milton, and welcome to the 146th commencement ceremony in Milton Area High School. I'm Sean.
And I'm Steve. And yes, if you're counting, that's 146 years of throwing caps, proud parents, and speeches that are mostly under 5 minutes.
Tonight, we celebrate the amazing class of 2025. But before we talk about their epic accomplishments, let's take a quick walk, well, more of a stroll down Milton's memory lane.
Oh, yes. Let's rewind all the way back to 1880, the year of our very first graduate.
That's right. Just one graduate that year, a young woman by the name of Miss Margaretta Lawson, a trailblazer, scholar, and, dare I say, a history maker.
And the very next day after her graduation, the entire town of Milton burned to the ground.
Well, we're not saying the two events are related, but tonight, just in case, we're asking the seniors to hold off on lighting any celebratory fireworks until after the ceremony.
Wise move, Sean. Fast forward to today, and Milton has come a very long way. From one graduate to over 150 students walking across this stage tonight.
And what a class they are. I mean, this year's seniors have racked up more than just GPA points. Let's talk about accomplishments.
Let's do it, Sean. We've got student athletes who've led us to district and state playoff wins, including that unforgettable overtime win on our home turf. Go Black Panthers.
Go Panthers. We also got artists whose work was featured at regional galleries, musicians who made districts, regionals and states, and performers who absolutely crushed it in the spring musical. Now, raise your hand if you still hum tunes from SpongeBob.
Guilty as charged, Sean. And I got to give a shout out to my man, Miles Brown, who will be in the top 10 that we read tonight, our very own SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes, very good. Congratulations, Miles. And let's not forget the scholars, too. This class has earned over $750,000 in scholarships. That's more than enough for everyone to go to college and still have money left for late-night pizza and ramen.
They've also logged thousands of hours in community service, running food drives, cleaning up parks, and tutoring underclassmen. This class didn't just pass through Milton, they left an indelible mark.
That's right, Steve. And through it all, they've navigated a high school experience shaped by both challenge and change. They learned in classrooms, on Chromebooks, from on-the-job experience, and sometimes from their kitchen tables. But they made it.
And, Sean, they did not just survive, they thrived, if that's even a word.
Well, for the sake of tonight, I guess we can pretend. But because everyone deserves to rewrite the dictionary, it's the class of 2025.
Yes, sir. In just a few minutes, these students will turn their tassels and begin a new chapter. Some will head off to college, others to the military, and others to trade schools.
That's correct. And so to our graduates, we're proud of you. You've honored our 146-year tradition with grace, grit, and greatness.
And no matter where you go, just remember, you're always part of this big, historic, and slightly fire-prone Milton family.
So let's give it up one more time for the amazing class of 2025.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, seniors. The future is very bright with you. And hey, this time, the town of Milton is still standing.
Amen.
Sean and Steve, signing off. Have no problems. I promise. See you.
On behalf of the Milton Area High School class of 2025, I'd like to thank and welcome the administration, faculty, board members, families, and friends for joining us tonight. And most importantly, thank you to my fellow graduates. We are here because we showed up, gave our best, and never quit. Tonight is about celebration. This evening is the reward for years of effort, perseverance, and growth. Graduation isn't just a ceremony. It's a milestone that honors the countless hours of studying, practicing, learning, and pushing through challenges. It's a chance to recognize all we've accomplished, both individually and as a class, and look ahead with purpose and pride. Everything we've experienced, every challenge, every success, every early morning and late night has shaped who we are. High school wasn't just about academics or activities. It was about discovering who we are and who we want to become. Every experience built our resilience, character, and confidence. We all come from different families and backgrounds, but I believe we each carry wisdom from those who raised us. Personally, I'm incredibly grateful to my parents. They've been my foundation, the people I've turned to through every high and low. For me, the greatest lesson my parents ever taught me is this. No matter the challenge, I can figure it out. I can set a goal, believe in myself, and work until I reach it. That belief, instilled through their words and even more through their example, is what keeps me going. It reminds me I'm capable, and so is every one of you here tonight. Tonight isn't just about looking back, though. It is also about embracing what comes next. Some of us will head to college, others will join the workforce, the military, or learn a trade. Some will start something entirely new. We'll take different paths, but we're all carrying the same foundation, the lessons, the resilience, and the memories we built here at Commencement. And tonight, in this moment, we pause, not to rush ahead, but to recognize how far we've come. We celebrate not just the diploma, but the years of effort, the personal growth, and the support from our families and the bonds we form with classmates and teachers and those who believe in us. So, to our families, thank you for cheering us on, grounding us, and reminding us who we are. To our teachers and staff, thank you for showing up day after day, pushing us to grow, and caring about us not just as students, but as people. And to the class of 2025, thank you for being a part of this chapter of my life. Each of you helped make this place what it is. I hope you leave tonight knowing how much you matter and how much potential you carry. As we walk across this stage, may we move forward with confidence, not because the road ahead will be easy, but because we know what we've already overcome. Our story is just beginning, and it's up to us to write the next chapters. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and join me, if able, in the playing of the national anthem in the Milton Area High School alma mater. You may be seated.
Good evening, and welcome to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2025. I have the pleasure of serving as assistant principal for Milton Area Senior High School. I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce those seated on the stage with me and other special guests joining us for this evening's celebrations. Seated behind me are the Milton Area School District Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John McCarthy, Director of Secondary Education, Mr. Andrew Rance, Principal Michael Berkey, and President of the Milton Area School District Board of Education, Dr. Alvin Weaver. I would also like to welcome additional members of our Milton Area School District Board of Education seated to the left of the stage: Christine Rance, Eric Moser, Kevin Fry. Finally, I would like to welcome members of the Milton Area School District faculty and staff, who are also seated to the left of the stage. This evening, you will notice that many of the faculty and administration have joined the students in adorning their academic robes and regalia. Their various gowns represent their highest level of academic achievement: bachelor's degree, master's degree, or doctorate degree. The colors found in their hoods represent the various fields of study and the college or university from which they graduate. Each year, 2 members of the senior class are designated the valedictorian and the salutatorian. The valedictorian is the student who has obtained the highest cumulative grade point average, and the salutatorian is the student who has obtained the second highest cumulative grade point average. Continuing a tradition started by the class of 1988, gifts are presented to these 2 students ranking first and second in their class of 2025. These gifts are a symbol of the time, dedication, commitment, and perseverance demonstrated by these 2 individuals, reaching the highest academic levels. Ranking second in the class with a cumulative grade point average of 103.434, it is my pleasure to recognize Joel Langdon. With the highest cumulative grade point average of 103.945, it is also my pleasure to recognize Pierce Hoffer as the valedictorian of the class of 2025 and present him with this gift. At this time, Mr. Andrew Rance will present the yearly Dreyfus Hackenberg scholarships.
Good evening, everyone. Class of 2025, congratulations. Very proud of you guys. It's been an honor and privilege to watch you grow throughout your high school career. Congratulations on reaching the finish line, but don't give up. This is only the beginning. So congrats again. Very proud of you guys. It is now my honor and pleasure to present the 2025 recipients of the Samuel Dreyfus Family Fund and the John Frederick Hackenberg Family Fund scholarships. Since the first Dreyfus scholarships were awarded in 1981 and the first Hackenberg scholarships in 1992, more than $5,450,000 has been distributed to 705 Melton High School graduates. During the present year, 2025, $180,078 will be distributed for scholarships from the Samuel Dreyfus Family Fund, and $41,920 will be distributed for scholarships from the John Frederick Hackenberg Family Fund, making a total of $221,998 available for all current Dreyfus Hackenberg scholarship recipients during 2025, including tonight's 8 newly awarded students. From the Melton class of 2025, this year's scholarship recipient in the Health Careers category is Cameron Roush. Cameron got shy and didn't stand up. Go ahead and stand up. There she is. The awardees in the Bucknell category are Pierce Hoffer, Joel Langdon, and Kayla Baker. And our recipients in the general category for the areas of art, music, literature, science, engineering, or philosophy are Rex Farr, Emily Seward, Avery Saxman, and Addison Murray. Congratulations to all of those students. Please help me welcome to the podium to deliver her address entitled Memories Worth a Lifetime, the Vice President of the Class of 2025, Kylie Snyder.
Good evening and welcome to the graduation of the Milton Class of 2025. Tonight is a very important night for not only the soon-to-be Milton alumni, but for the families of this very special group of people in front of me. But before we get into that, I'd first like to say thank you to all the people that have gotten us through these last 12 to 13 years. Between all the support from teachers, administrators, coaches, parents, grandparents, and extended family members, we wouldn't be standing or sitting where we are today without your help. So as I stand here, I thank you all, not just from me, but from the entire class of 2025 for your continued support. Not only am I standing up here filled with gratitude, but I, along with everyone else, am also sitting here filled with emotions like excitement, nervousness, and most of all, disbelief. Today is the day that ever since we walked through the doors of whatever elementary school we find ourselves in, we were told it would come too quickly, and we were going to wish we could go back and relive every important and even not important moment. As little kindergartners, and honestly even as sixth graders, we never really understood just how fast today was going to take place, and how sad the moment is actually going to feel. Not only does today mark the end of a very large phase of our past, but also it marks the beginning of an even larger part of our future. However, before we get into our futures and the discussions on making good decisions and picking the perfect roads to go down, I would like to focus on something else: memories. Looking back at our elementary school days, middle school days, and even our freshman year of high school, there have been so many experiences. For some of us, you'll never be able to forget the pizza parties we had in elementary school, or the kickball and gaga ball games we always got hurt playing during recess. For others, they'll never forget the feeling of finding your best friend in elementary school, all because you both reached for the same iPad. While not everyone has the same small memories, something we all share are the larger ones. For example, we will always remember finding out there was mold in the walls right before we started middle school and getting a longer summer vacation. In addition, another story worth a lifetime was being told we were going online for what was supposed to be a short amount of time in 7th grade. Honestly, looking back, we were like the class of terror with all this bad mojo falling behind us. But it did create some lifelong memories for all of us to share wherever we travel in the future. After middle school flew by and what we thought was the longest amount of time ever, we were finally freshmen. We went from being the top dogs in middle school to going back to being the new kids for the upperclassmen to boss around. But a short 3 years later, some of you find yourself in the top dog position one last time, while others are going to soon experience being freshmen one last time. However, no matter what any of us choose to do, the memories of our school days are always going to follow us. By this time next year, some of us will have the same friends we have now, while others are going to have completely different ones. Some of us will be in the same relationship, while others will start again with someone new. Some of us will already begin losing memory of the names of the other people sitting around us, while others will hear a name and instantly remember a conversation or an interaction they had with that person from school. But while some people and names will begin to slip away, memories like tonight are going to stay with us forever. So, while every single one of us is going to be heading in a different direction from here on out, something each and every one of us should always remember is the amount of support, motivation, and especially the encouragement we got from so many people and even things. Remember those shows we used to watch in our spare time as kids? The Magic School Bus, Bob the Builder, Paw Patrol? Every single one of these shows has encouraged us before we can even remember. Miss Frizzle always told us that whenever the road ends, adventures begin. Bob the Builder always encouraged us, we sure can fix it. And Paw Patrol made us feel powerful, even as little kids when they told us that no job was too big and no pup was too small. No matter what we decided to watch, or sometimes had decided for us, we were being motivated and encouraged to do the best, be the best, and give the best to whatever was in front of us. Therefore, take that encouragement as you leave here tonight and make that something you always carry with you. Make that something you have tucked away for safekeeping when you, or even someone down the road needs it. But also, most of all, make that something to keep yourself pushing through whatever obstacles and triumphs you have yet to face. And even though tonight marks the night where we end a long journey we once thought would never end, tonight also marks the beginning of the rest of our lives. While some may find that to be very scary, all it really means is that it's time for a new start and a chance to hit the restart button. 5 years from now, no one's going to care what class rank you were. No one is going to ask you if you were a part of the popular group. And no one is going to remember what you wore on the first day of your senior year. What people will remember is who you chose to become after high school and how you progressed in the best possible ways. With that, I want to leave everyone with one final quote from someone very important to me. That quote is that progress is much more important than perfection. As I begin starting my future and begin progressing into different areas of my life, I find myself reading this out loud every time I face a new obstacle. Through this, I not only get to encourage myself, but I also get this larger reminder of someone who had a very special impact on my life. If you didn't get the pleasure of hearing the quote from Mr. or to many others, Coach Davis, I hope you hear it from me today and use it as a piece of encouragement in whatever you choose to do next. Always remember that perfection is most likely not an option, and that's okay. The progress you make in order to be perfect is what really makes the difference. This is one of the most important pieces of advice I can give anyone, and I hope you all find it to be worth hearing as well. Have a great rest of your night. Congratulations to all the seniors of 2025, and I, just like everyone else in this room, am proud of every single one of you. Whatever you all decide to do in the future, just always remember the memories you make in high school are the memories you're going to keep forever. Please help me welcome to the podium the valedictorian of the class of 2025, Pierce Halper.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the class of 2025, I would like to thank you all for being here. Your support today and throughout our lives thus far is greatly appreciated. We would not be where we are now without it. I would also like to give a special thanks to our teachers, faculty, and staff for guiding us through our educational journey. When this school year began and I found out I would be valedictorian, ideas for this speech flew freely in and out of my mind. However, when I finally sat down to write it, I could not think of anything. I read old speeches and asked others for advice, but nothing seemed to help. As I sat there struggling to make a decision, the topic finally hit me: choice. Choice is defined as the act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities. We've all made choices before. We choose what to eat when we are hungry, what to do when we are bored, and what to wear when we go out. However, these kinds of choices are relatively unimportant, and in the grand scheme of our lives, they will not make much of a difference. This is not the kind of choice I want to talk about. Instead, I want to discuss the choices that dictate the very course of our lives. Up to this point, us students have had these kinds of decisions made for us. School is a perfect example. We go to school because we have to, take classes because we have to, and complete assignments because we have to. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. School has helped cultivate our minds and expand our skills to ensure we thrive in the real world. However, we have spent more than a third of our lives in school, which is a significant amount of time spent doing something that was not our choice. With graduation here, this is no longer the case. Now that we are adults and have graduated from high school, the next steps are up to us. For the first time, we get to make the big decisions. Ironically, the first big decision we get to make is also the most important one that we ever will. What we choose to pursue after graduation will impact our entire lives. It doesn't matter if you are going to college to get a degree, taking a gap year to travel the world, or joining the workforce to build your skills. The choice you make will shape and define both you and your life for years to come. I know this is a lot of pressure. I'm sure many of us feel doubt and uncertainty about what to choose. The but this is only natural. Such an influential decision could never be easy to make, but we must if we hope to become the best version of ourselves. However, when you make that decision, make sure it's what you want. I'm sure many of us have been told by others what we're supposed to do next. Teachers, parents, and friends have most likely all expressed their own opinions on the matter, but this choice is not theirs to make. Do not feel pressured to take your life where others expect it to go. While it may sound selfish, you should be thinking about what you want from life. However, when making that choice, do not confuse easy and desirable. What you want and what is easiest are two very different things. The less arduous path is often tempting, so make sure you are not afraid of effort. You don't want to pass up an opportunity and regret it later in your life. You may be thinking to yourself, I have done enough work already, why would I do more? But I wonder, if you've done so much work already, why would you stop now? Each of us has worked hard to be where we are today, even though there were times we didn't want to. To stop this now, on such a transformative decision, would be a waste of our potential. 9 times out of 10, the harder path will lead to the better outcome. By choosing to continue applying ourselves, each of us can ensure a future that we will be proud of. Having spent the past 4 years together, I know that everyone here is capable of great things. To achieve greatness, however, you must choose the right path. There are limitless possibilities and places to go from here. This may make you feel fear, uncertainty, or doubt, and others may tell you what you should pursue. But remember, above all else, the choice is yours. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2025. I wish you all the best of luck. At this time, please help me welcome to the podium our superintendent of schools, Dr. Don. It's going to be a tough act to follow. Good evening. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. Wish I had 3 more drops. The good stuff, the good times. Hoping they just keep on flying by, right on by, like ain't nothing. Wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows, give myself 5 more minutes. You know the song? A little bit? We'll come back to it. Every year I get the great opportunity as superintendent to speak to the graduating class. It's one of the things I've enjoyed the most since I've taken over as superintendent. I get to talk to your families, I get to talk to your students, and most importantly, I get to be part of the celebration of this community and this event, because it is truly a community event. As the grandson of a veteran, World War II veteran, there's only one place I can start any speech, and that is by recognizing the freedom we have to be here and those who have served. So I invite any member of any armed force, any veteran that is in attendance to please stand and be recognized. I promised my colleagues that I would share some very important facts, so I'll begin here. Did you know that from 1967, very important educational facts, from 1967 to 2016, the Philadelphia Eagles did not win a Super Bowl. In fact, yes, they have won 2 recently, but the Dallas Cowboys have won 5 in that time. Important information. It's really not. I point that out because I am blessed, I am very lucky to work with an incredible leadership team, and we have a lot of fun working together. And I see the passion they have, the love they have. In fact, 5 minutes before this started, I watched my mom walk up to Mr. Berge and say, "You have faith in my daughter, and that's why we're here." That tells you, the individuals that are seated over here to my right, these 3 gentlemen, as a lot of you know, without Mr. Rance, Mr. Berge, and Mr. Campbell, you're not sitting here. There's a lot of other people involved, but without them, it's not happening. I see faces shaking and nodding. You know those 3 men have been inspirational in your life. And I am grateful to them for all they do, but I always have to tease them about the Eagles. So thank you. Here are the real facts. 8 billion people in our world, you know that?
And if you put them in a room and you map it all out, it's 100 people, just 100 people representing that. 51 of them would be men, 49 would be females. That makes sense. But did you know that 59 would be from Asia, 9 from Europe, 19 from Africa, maybe 1 from Australia? Ultimately, you from North America would be 1 of 6 in that group of 100. But yet, this is our world, right? This is what we know. But the reality of education is this: 750 million adults can't read. In developing nations, 60% of 10-year-olds can't understand simple stories. Okay? That's our world. The real reality of not having a high school diploma, you're likely to earn less. You're more likely to be unemployed, more likely to have food insecurities, financial insecurities, health and well-being issues. Now, those simple phrases, pretty important why your parents stay focused on you getting this diploma and why you're sitting here tonight, because this will open up so many opportunities for you. But what's the reality closer to home? We're a rural area, right? We're told high schools are not preparing our students for high occupation jobs and to be ready for the real world. We're told that high schools aren't preparing kids for college. That they don't know what they're going into, they're not ready for math and English. In fact, they say only 25% of kids are really ready. Let's think about your experience. Let's think about Milton. Small rural community. In your time here, you've had 4 academic requirements throughout elementary and middle school. You have your science, your math, your social studies, and your English. Your course you had to get through in high school. But you had electives in art, in world language, in PE, in music, in tech ed, FCS, just to name a few. You had the opportunity for AP Chemistry, AP Bio, AP European History, AP Government, AP Studio Art, AP Art History, AP Capital. Could have been dual enrolled, paying college while at Lawrence College. In fact, you could have been in computer programming courses, medical terminology courses, anatomy, physiology, English, ecology, sociology, world history, chemistry, and business. You could have gotten credits to go to college at no cost because of the built-in high school. You could have joined the early college program through Commonwealth University and been on campus of college already because you were a student at Milton High School. Let's take this a bit further, because what makes us unique is our CTE. You could have taken construction trades, automotive technology, early childhood education, diversified occupations, criminal justice, entrepreneurship, education in general, both secondary and elementary, and agriculture. 66 of you took the NOCTI. 94% of you passed. For families, so what I mean by the NOCTI is it is a proficiency course that shows your knowledge of the CTE course. It is that end of exam test. So again, 94% of our students that took it passed. Incredible data. If you scored advanced on that test, please stand. That is not happening in any other high school in this region. I assure you. Incredible. I told you last night you were part of something very special. Schools like ours really don't exist everywhere. When I started this, we recognized our veterans. So important. As a salute to those brave individuals, I want to present you the next generation of service. When I call your name, please stand. Lucas Tiddy. Lucas will be enlisting the Marines. Lucas, stay standing. Tristan England. Tristan will be enrolling in the National Guard. McKenna Wexler. McKenna will be enrolling in the Air Force. Christopher Hernandez. Christopher will be enrolling in the National Guard. Jonathan Lloyd. Jonathan will be enrolling in the Marines, enlisting the Marines. Luke Mamarani will be enlisting in the Army. Chase Mitch in the National Guard. Chase Mitch in the National Guard. Abigail Moser in the United States Army. Samuel Rodriguez in the National Guard. Aaron Trabry will enlist in the Army. country over self as they approach the next chapter. I am told this is by far one of the largest groups of Milton students to graduate and choose the armed forces. We are lucky to have you representing our school district as you go into the next chapter. Thank you, and we look forward to everything you do for us. It is my distinct privilege to recognize some of the individuals that sit over to my right, to your left, the educators of Milton School District. We thank them for all they do. This is a celebration for them as well, because of everything they've given to get you here. Annually, I'm able to recognize Teachers of the Year. You may know this already. I'm happy to make one board meeting, but the two Teachers of the Year this year that we were able to recognize are Mr. Jeffrey Bauer and also Mrs. Michelle Chapman. Mrs. Chapman is here. I'm going to ask her to stay. 25 years of Auburn, 3 years of White Deer currently. Dedicated to our students, dedicated to our team, dedicated to families, team player, what represents Milton School District incredibly. I'll come back to Mr. Bauer. Here's why. I'm going to recognize 6 individuals who are retiring at the end of this year. Their combined years of service to Milton School District is 159 years. 2 individuals, Steve Ward and Marlon Long, combined 41 years together, Steve 19, Marlon 22. Custodians, those that take care of these buildings, care enough about these buildings to make sure they're ready for you each and every day. They go above and beyond. Karen Harvey, some of you may know her, Mrs. Harvey was the food service secretary who gave 21 years of her career here to serve students, to serve families. Incredible individuals. Please give them a round of applause. The final 3 individuals total about 97 years of service. 2 of them probably had one or the other. Mr. Patinsky, Mr. Bauer. Mr. Patinsky, 32 years of service to this district. Mr. Bauer, 36 years. Maybe the only problem we had was you couldn't have both of them, right? You had to have one or the other when you were in middle school. These 2 gentlemen, while not here tonight, I tried, have given their life to this district, to you. I think many of you know what they were able to offer you at a very vulnerable time in your life. We just heard about that. But again, combine the 2 of them, 68 years of service. Give them a round of applause. I was able to convince to be here, and that is Mrs. Cindy Snyder. You guys remember Mrs. Snyder when we went to Bogner? You walked in the building, she was sitting there, one of the secretaries, always greeting you, always greeting your families. 29 years of service. Mrs. Snyder is sitting here, I'm going to ask her to stand. Can run many days without principal, can run without some teachers. It does not run without the secretary being in the building. No doubt about it. Cindy is the treasurer, and we're going to miss her, but she promises she will come back. So recently I heard a parent say, I follow social media to make sure I see what's being said about the district. And I heard a parent say, your child comes to Milton. They have all the opportunities in the world ahead of them because of what is offered. But that student must show up. They must want to be there, and they must give everything they can to be there. Think about that. You're here because you did that. You made that commitment, and now it's time to graduate. With a community like ours, anything is possible. So what's my message? Community, family. My message is the same as been every year since I've been here. Life's difficult, it's messy. I spoke to the seniors and senior wrangler about have a long view, see ahead of you, a lot to do. Talked about meaning and purpose at baccalaureate, okay? What I mean by that is simple. Find the gifts you have, give them away. Okay? Not about things, but about who you are and what you can give away to make others better. Tonight, I offer you this. Wealth of materials, they're things. Phones, cars, clothes. I know your phone's important, I know your earbuds are important, I know all that. All that stuff is important. They're great. But we too often love the things we have, and we use the people we're around. Here's what I want you to remember. True wealth is people. People who love you, and the people you love. The care you have for others, grandparents, siblings, teachers. I challenge you, use the things you have and love the people around you, because that's what will matter. I can guarantee this, your life will be much more fulfilling if it's about people and not things. So I'll take you back. The song, 5 More Minutes. Sung by Scotty McCreery, country singer. Also a Hallmark movie. You ever saw the movie? Okay. For those Hallmark movie lovers. What is 5 more minutes? What does it really mean? It means being present in the moment. 5 more minutes with your little brother or sister. 5 more minutes of truly sitting with a friend and listening to them. 5 more minutes with that teacher that made the difference. 5 more minutes. Here's how the song goes. At 86, my grandpa said, there's angels in the room. We knew the time was coming. My story, at 97, my grandpa said to me, thank you for being a wonderful friend to me. Family got around, we knew that time was coming. I asked for 5 more minutes with him. What I would do for 5 more minutes with him. I say this every year. My final thought, in your packet tonight, whether you see it or not, it'll be a note card, blank note card, you don't have, it's not there, I'll have some kind of note in that one. Take 5 more minutes, over the next few days with that note card, find a few note cards. Share your love and gratitude. Write a note to someone that changed your life and got you here. Do it for as many people as you possibly can. The message will be a greater gift to them than anything you could ever give them. Love those people. With that said, class of 2025, I thank you. I wish you all the best. Take care of each other, and on to the next. Please help me welcome to the podium our high school principal, Mr. Michael Burton.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Bickhardt may have clued me in on some of what he was going to talk about tonight, so I kind of expected I may have to pivot a little bit. So appreciate the facts, some of those little pieces of information that Dr. Bickhardt let us off with. I may have some facts of my own. Does the date January 28, 1996 ring a bell to anybody? Anybody know the significance of that date is? What would that be, Dr. Bickhardt? That would be the last time that the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl. In the last 7 years, how many Super Bowls did the Eagles win? 2 Super Bowls. Go Birds! I make that with all due respect, Dr. Bickhardt. Good evening, everyone. Before I get into what I want to talk about with you guys, and I will make it short and sweet, I know you guys are ready to roll here. But if you notice a theme tonight, which really, really makes me proud, is gratitude, especially from you guys. We often get focused on the things that we want, the things that we want to do, and you heard from these guys, they were able to stop and be thankful for the amazing people, not the things, the amazing people that were in their lives that helped them get to this point. That's kind of my theme for tonight as well. So with that, let me get into it. Seniors, maybe you're here. We talked about this a lot, right? Over the past several years, I've talked with you countless times about cherish your experiences, hold on to your friendships, Don't blink. Before you know it, it'll be a graduation day. Well, apparently we blinked because here we are. Feels like just yesterday that I sat with many of you in the high school auditorium at freshman orientation. Welcoming you into our high school family. I remember the look on your faces. Anxious, curious, and yes, some of you had a little bit of sense of excitement in your face. Since then, we've been through a lot together. We've shared in celebrations, we've had tough conversations, you've put in the hard work, you tackled the mountains of schoolwork, you met the challenges head on. And for the most part, you did that with grace, resilience, and a positive attitude. Tonight is a celebration, but it is also a little bittersweet. As a Milton family, we say goodbye to an extraordinary group of students who have been a part of our lives for the past 13 years. You've definitely left your mark, not only on this school, but on this community. And let me assure you, you will be missed, and you will not be forgotten. Class of 2025, I could not be more proud of you. I am honored to have been a small part of your educational journey, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for you in the future. Okay, done with that stuff. We're going to get on to a part of our ceremony that has been a tradition, I think, probably at least the last decade. Seniors, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to stand up, face the audience. Humor me for a moment. If you are a past Milton graduate, please stand and remain standing. Seniors, I want you to soak this in. Take a moment to look at the people standing around you in the audience. Your family, friends, and your community. You have come from an outstanding school district and are a part of a proud Milton community. In just a few minutes, you will no longer be students of the Milton Area School District. You will officially become a Milton alumni, joining a group of thousands of remarkable people who have once stood exactly where you are right now. I too am a proud graduate of Milton from just a few short years ago. Why are you laughing? Okay, maybe like 30 years ago, exactly. Many of these people you see every day here at school, teachers, staff members, you see them each and every day. Your coaches, many of them are also Milton graduates. They've chosen to return and to give back to the community that gave so much to them. I hope that many of you will choose a similar path one day, one that brings you back or keeps you here in Milton to continue shaping our community that helped raise you. Alumni, thank you very much, and you may be seated. Seniors, sit down. Sorry, I meant that before. My bad. Before we move on, I think it is only fitting that we again take the opportunity to acknowledge some of the people that have gotten you to this point of a 13-year journey. I'm going to start introducing some of the people that you have come in contact with that have helped you here at Milton. Staff, as I introduce your respective departments, please stand and remain standing until we have acknowledged all school personnel. Audience, if you hold your applause until I've acknowledged all of our employees. Custodians, please stand if there are any in attendance. Thank you for keeping our school clean, safe, and welcoming every single day. To our secretaries, please stand, and I know they're going to love me for this. Please stand, ladies. Your organization and constant support allows things to run smoothly. You are truly the heartbeat of a school. We are so grateful for all that you do behind the scenes. To our food service workers, please stand. Thank you for nourishing our students with care and compassion every single day. To our maintenance personnel, your hard work ensures that our buildings and grounds remain functional and beautiful. You are often unseen, but never unappreciated. To our bus drivers, thank you for the early mornings, the late afternoons, and for safely transporting our students through every season. To our coaches, and I know we have several coaches in attendance, coaches please stand as well. Your mentorship on the field and guidance off of it have helped shape strong, resilient young people. You have taught our students the meaning of discipline, teamwork, and heart. To our paraprofessionals, and I know there are several of you here as well, thank you for your dedication to each student you support. Your care has made a lasting difference. To our teachers and all of our professional staff, that would be you guys, stand. This moment is yours as well. Your passion, creativity, and tireless commitment to education have shaped and molded our students into the young adults that you see seated here today. To our school board, your support, vision, and commitment to education make evenings like this possible. We thank you for believing in our students and our mission. The reason I ask you to hold your applause until the end is because these incredible people work together as one unit to get our students to this moment. We are a team and we are a family. Please join me in showing our gratitude for all that they do for our students. And finally, to some of the most critical people in your life that have shaped your lives. Parents and guardians, please stand up. Don't be shy. There's quite a few of you in here. Go ahead and clap. We know your sacrifices, your early mornings, your late nights, the encouragement, the tears, and the pride. Thank you for trusting us with your children and for being their first and forever teachers. Tonight is your celebration as well. Finally, to you graduates, as you leave these walls and take your next steps, whether to college, careers, the military, or other paths, go with confidence. Carry the lessons you have learned, the friendships you have made, character you built. The world needs your voices, your vision, and your leadership. No matter no matter where life takes you, remember, you will always be a part of this school, this community, and this family. Congratulations, class of 2025. We are so proud of you. Mr. President, I present to you the class of 2025. Pierce Hoffer. Joel Landing. Kylie Snyder. Rex Farr. Caleb Egger. Addison Murray. Miles Brown. Emily Seward. Aubrey Hostetter. Brody Anderson. Farron Hollenbach. Justin Allmiller. Lauren Ups. Jonathan Austinson Los. Artur Babakov. Chadrick Baskin. Lily Batman.
Way to go, Cookie! Madison Week. Emily Beaver. Lourdes Benito. Alex Bennett. Alan Bickle. Brayden Bittner. Jocelyn Bob. Christine Booth. Autumn Bowen. Gavin Bauer. Kevin Bredesen. Wyatt Browse. Julian Campbell.
Addison Kovic. Erica Cook. Bryson Doberman.
Carly Doberman. Janessa Day. Alessandra DiCostanzo. Carmine DiCostanzo. Lucas Diddy. Makai Doherty. Christopher Doyle. Carly Dye. Tyler Emery. Tristan Ankle. Kane Faircloth.
Maximilian Ferry. Kane Fitz. Kaylee Faust. Tate Fritz. Amelia Gator. Carter Gear. McKenna Gutsling. Emma George. Braden Gower. Shannon Russell. Maya Hancock.
Ryan Hafer. Caden Haynes. Kemper Haynes. Nevea Haynes. Allison Hare. Kylie Hepler. Chris Hernandez. Aaron Hess. Taryn House. Nazir Hunter. Erica Jasper. Juliana Klusman. Chase Narr.
Harley Niesel. Amaya Canelli. Cage Cook. Trent Lifesaid. Jonathan Wood.
Juliel Medina. Isaiah Minion. Chase Mitch. Julia Monk. Kelly's Morales. Martina Morelli. Abigail Moser. Trent Musser.
Maya Navarro. Ruby Newcomer. Sean Miller. Colby Miller. Brian Cortez Acosta. Zane Osterheld. Alyssa Page Miller. Drake Parker. Hayden Patterson. Lennon Paul.
Elijah Platt. Owen Rocker. Preston Reedy. Avery Wright. Landon Ryder. Draven Rigger. Karina Robles Hernandez. Declan Roble. Samuel Rodriguez. Cameron Roush. Eli Russell. Gabriela Sanchez. Avery Sassaman. Mackenzie Shutt.
Rylan Scott. Levi Chamberlain. Mackenzie Smith. Kane Snavely. Draven Snyder. Jonah Strobel. Nevaeh Struthers. Talon Strauss. Xander Troy Tyson.
Jasmine Valladares Quiñones. Yanelis Vargas. Gladielis Vega Garcia. Jamie Vincent. Scott Vincent. Hale Walter. Aaron Watkins. William Weaver. Zoe Welch. Madeline Williams. Grace Young. Zachary Young. Brandon Czar. Madison Zieber. Eric Zerby.
Ashley Friends. All right. With the members of the class 2025, please stand. As superintendent of the Milton Area School District, I certify that these students have met all of the requirements set forth by the Milton Area School District and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. By the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2025 graduates of the Milton Area School District. Please move your tassels from the right